How are you two? Sounds like you're both full of energy and ready to record.
Yeah. 5 hours of sleep. It's all good.
I'm so fucking energetic. I am just... How do I start every call, you guys? With what phrase? What's my catchphrase? I'm so high.
Now, witches are very curious people.
Hello and welcome to The Witching Hour, a monthly podcast for the creative horror fan, where we discuss topics related to the horror genre from creepy history, lore, media, and anything creative. All with the hope that we can inspire and motivate you to create your own horror. And maybe just brighten your day a little bit. My name is Sade.
I am Ravel.
And I'm Ophelia. With a cold, I think. Or allergies.
Oh, no.
Yeah, allergies. It's definitely allergy season for me.
I've been blowing my nose all day. It's like, it better not be a cold.
Yeah, it's awful.
It is. I think my mother has the flu, so...
God. Oh, yeah. God.
So, we are your hosts.
I was in your house.
Disgusting again.
I was in your house recently, no!
Yeah, but we're here regardless to record for you guys, because it's that time again. I want to say real quick that, well, this is coming out in July, and we recorded the last episode in May, so we completely spaced. That last episode came out on Pride Month, so I hope everyone had a happy Pride Month.
Yeah.
Good time, we're safe, enjoyed yourselves, be proud, be gay.
Yeah. Do that little gay thing.
My Twitter timeline was nothing but bitching. This entire Pride Month. And not legitimate bitching, but still,
Yeah.
it's just like...
It was a wild Pride.
Yeah.
It sure was corporate.
Let's focus on the good stuff and move on with the rest of summer. It is July now. Not for us. We're recording in the past, but it is July now.
Pride yourselves.
And before we get to the episode, we actually have another patron shout out. Yay! This is exciting. We've never had like consecutive patron shout outs. So, quick thank you. Really, really big thank you to our newest patron and friend, Christopher Codina. Thank you for your support and for wanting to help us out, and we hope we will do you proud.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank you.
And we hope you like cryptids, because that's what we're talking about this episode. Let me see. Well, first off, let's do the first segment of the show where we kind of just talk about what we've been up to. I hope listeners enjoy hearing our nonsense of like what we're up to. No one's spoken out against it, so who wants to go first? I'll volunteer if you two didn't think of anything to say.
Go for it.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, it's always gonna be you.
Okay, I have started a new doll, and I have another doll that is waiting to be photographed. But I've spoken about dolls the last time, so what else am I doing? So in August, next month, there's going to be the Creative Horror annual meetup, where a bunch... well, I still haven't told Ophelia. Assuming...
What the fuck?
Okay, well, the reason I haven't brought it up with you is because, like, half of it is, like, this wedding.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not allowed to bring a plus one, otherwise I'd invite you. But,
That's
like, the offer is always there to both you and Ravel, like, when we do this meetup, because this is our third time meeting up. So for listeners who already know, we will meet up in California, in Long Beach, where our friends David and Kayla are, and we normally, the last two times, have attended Midsummer Scream, the horror convention, Halloween festival thingy. But this year we have David and Kayla's wedding that we're attending, and while we're all there, we're going to be putting on the annual live stream. That'll be on, let me check my brain, on July 10th. No, lies. August 10th.
Not
August
that
10th
soon.
is the live stream, so I've been working on little things for that. Last year we had an exclusive print that I mailed out to anyone who donated during the stream. So I'm working on putting a new print together for that, along with like new stickers and whatever else I can think of. There was like a delay in like sending out those thank you items, so I want to make sure I'm on top of it this year, that as soon as I get back from California, I'm going to mail those out. So that's just kind of what I've been working on. It's just kind of logistic stuff with the new live stream that's coming up. And my own little things, like I want to reopen my Etsy store that I used to have. So I'm just kind of, making little things and planning things of what I'm going to be making.
Nice.
And I think that's it for me. Look around the room. It's usually whatever's laying out is what I'm working on. I'm working on a piece of jewelry.
Ooh.
Interesting.
That I will have to, that I sculpted this piece, that I won't say what it's of, but I want to make, because I'll surprise everybody with it later. But I need to make a mold of it so that I can cast pieces in the future and sell those on my Etsy. So I'll make one for myself that is distinctly something very mine. And then make a different version to sell on Etsy. But yeah, so that's something I'm working on.
Interesting.
I guess that's it.
I thought Brett was a cat and it scared the fuck out of me.
But you have coffee now.
I do have coffee now.
Do you want to share anything that you've been up to besides coffee?
Coffee.
Actually, we know what you've been up to, but you can't share it yet.
Yeah, you do know what my project has been, and I can't share it at all.
Maybe one day.
Maybe
one day I'll drop that sick, ridiculous nonsense. But until then, I've been marathoning Sailor Moon, which is a very adult thing to do.
Hell yeah.
In between teaching yourself cryptography. It's dope. It's a lot of fun.
Look, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, watching Sailor Moon.
No,
Sailor Moon was good.
I plan on checking it out again sometime soon. Probably not till I get back from California in August.
It's so good.
It's on the list of things to do.
Good time to do it, too, during Pride Month. With all the games.
Yeah, that is a good time.
It was under the Pride section on Hulu.
God, that doesn't, yeah. So much gay. It's so much, and it kind of makes me sad to realize the anime is gayer than the manga itself, from what I understand. So
it is. It's way gayer.
So thank you, anime writers, for that.
At least. Going that hard all the time, at all times.
I remember, I'm just going to say, being super thrown because I didn't watch, Ophelia and I, we had talked about this last week when we meant to do this recording. But,
because of technical difficulties.
Yeah. But, what was it? I think it was Sailor Moon S, or Super S, or whatever it's called. Like, holy moly, everyone was gay that season. Everyone.
Oh,
everybody was gay for everybody.
Everyone was gay for everybody. I feel like that was that one.
Yeah, it was like whoever wrote that scene and just decided, you know what, I don't actually care about the hetero romances. We're just going to make because, everybody had a boner for Haruka and Michiru, and I love that so much.
Oh, yeah. That was S. Oh, what a good season. Probably the best series.
Yeah, that was I know that one was my favorite.
It's my favorite, too. Oh, it's good. Although I haven't seen Stars. I mean, I guess I'll my true report will be after I'm done with all of them.
Yeah, I've never seen Stars, but I
haven't either.
Hey, we got
guys, so we all have to watch. We're partially through the second series, and it's a lot. There's too much filler in the beginning of the second series. But the villains are so good. And the fashion choices are so incredible because they're the 90s.
What villains are?
The tree aliens, the first 13 episodes.
Which just makes me think of the gay-ass movie where Mamoru's boyfriend comes back for him.
Yeah, that was super, super gay. Like,
why would Sailor Moon so gay? And what do we have to do to get shows like that again?
Yeah, what do we need to do to get just like...
Was it just that because it was the 90s, there was plausible deniability, so no one realized how gay it was? I don't know.
Yeah, maybe, right? They're like, oh, it's for children. Surely it is not this homosexual.
Yeah, homosexual.
Well, speaking of wanting more gay content out there, what are you working on, Ravel?
So, not nearly enough. Had a really horrendously unproductive month. But, that being said, I did actually start writing again, so yay!
Yay! No, that is good.
Scrivener updated to version 3, like, I think a year ago almost, and I kept waiting on it. And then finally I was like, oh, the hell with it, I'm gonna because you have to... Because I bought it on the App Store, I had to contact them if I wanted a discount for the new version.
Uh-huh.
Because it's the next version is pay, like you gotta pay for this iteration. So it's like, okay, well, it is the best, like, writers thing you can get. The heck with it, I'm just gonna finally contact them and ask for the coupon so I can just purchase it off their website.
Uh-huh.
And I was genuinely surprised at how nice it looks in terms of it hasn't changed much, but I think they now coded it for bigger screens.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I actually looks really good on my screen, and it has a couple features, and now you have my favorite feature of anything as a creature of the night is dark skin mode. So I was just like, fucking thank you. So I don't have to stare at a blaring white screen. Because I had tried to set up everything individually to look dimmer, but it was still just a huge pain in the butt. I don't know. It's just so much easier now because you just click a button and then there it goes. It's now dark. So
nice. I've been thinking about putting Scrivener on the new computer because I'm still in this what is now half a year long process of moving my workflow from my old desktop to the new one. Last week's technical difficulty that we mentioned finally forced me to put my call recorder onto the new desktop.
So that's nice.
But so we're getting there. So I have been thinking about Scrivener. I also got an email from them asking if we wanted to be affiliated again. So we might do that. Maybe listeners are curious. Well, maybe I'll try and set up so we can provide an
Scrivener
affiliated link.
Just there are only two viable programs to write in. Number one is Scrivener, in my opinion.
I like writing Scrivener.
The only other one that I like is Google Docs for the ease of sharing.
Mm-hmm.
And it does have...
I love Google Docs.
Yeah. It has a lot... Google Docs actually updated in the sense it's got a lot of good little features in it now. Like suggesting your grammar when you fuck it up real bad. So that's nice because it has caught things that I'm like, oh, hey. So that's the thing. But then but fucking Word. Just leave Word behind. I can't.
It's garbage now. And I've never tried. I hadn't used it since I had to do the whole monthly thing, right? And I'm like, I am not going to try to figure that out now. You finally fucked with me too much, Microsoft. I do not have the patience anymore.
Yep.
I was like, I guess this is where we part ways, Office.
If you want a word processor that is not Word, and you don't want to shell out money for something like Scrivener, I use LibreOffice to type up the episode notes.
LibreOffice is good.
Yeah.
So also, here we are being helpful with good writing applications to try. But
also, I haven't used it in a while. I don't know if it's still up. But if you're if you got something you typed out and you're wondering about the grammar, Grammarly.com, you just paste your shit in there and then it'll show you exactly where you need to fix your grammar. It's really nice. I used to use it.
Yeah, I highly recommend though if you're trying to write say a novel, just get Scrivener. Just save money somehow.
What I love about Scrivener is the way it lets you organize everything. So it's not just one. Okay, so I am helping this retired professor write his book right now.
Wait, what?
On Thursdays. I don't really contribute that much.
Where'd you meet this guy? Professor of what?
Anthropology. But,
Nice.
like, the way I met him, I got a text from my aunt being like, hey, there's this old guy who wants someone to go to his house and, like, type his words into his laptop. You want it? He says he pays good. And I'm like, that sounds like a good way to get murdered.
Yeah, it does.
Do it!
Okay.
For $20 an hour, I'll do it.
Yeah, for $20 an hour.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I
So-
wanted to know this dude. To see some wacky old academic. They're like the best.
Yeah, he's pretty awesome. But he writes all his work on a manual typewriter because he loves the rhythm, the sound of it. He says that's where when he writes best. So I take what he's typed on the typewriter and type that into his laptop, and it's just
Oh, that's easy. So then you get real good at typing per minute.
what I didn't anticipate was his like asking for actual opinion and input and like on structure and like should this paragraph go here or should it go here? And I was like,
Oh, and at that point you're just like, oh, I see why he pays me more money.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to have thoughts.
I'm supposed to have thoughts, yeah.
But I'm enjoying it, and I really enjoy the subject. I don't want to get into it too much because it is his book, and I don't know how much he wants out there publicly. That's why I'm also not saying his name.
Yeah. Can I ask, is it fiction or nonfiction?
Nonfiction.
Nice. Very
It's,
nice.
Historical, actually.
Ooh. Yeah, intriguing. Yeah, when you said anthropologist, I'm like, oh, that sounds interesting.
Mm-hmm. But, like, when I'm typing it into his laptop, it's just whatever the default word processor is that you have on Apple. And I'm like, and
Oh,
we're like
pages or
Yeah, I don't know.
type text edit. Yeah.
and it's like trying to scroll back and like figure out where like these pages from forever ago were in. I'm like, oh, this is so like just scrolling, and I'm like, I hate this. I want Scrivener.
Hey, since you seem to have money, you should buy Scrivener, dude.
Maybe I should.
It is natively for Mac systems. Like, that's what they originally programmed it for. So
Maybe I'll pitch that to him next time. Be like, hey.
yeah.
Anyway, that's what we're all up to. What are you guys doing? Let us know. I don't know where I was going with that. But that would be cool. I want to know what listeners are up to. Like, what cool stuff you guys do.
I say we're usually on Twitter. Tweet at us.
Yeah. Let's talk about cryptids. So, of course, we all diligently did our homework.
Was I
researched a
muted that whole
cryptid.
time?
No, maybe.
God damn it. Because I just unclicked it and I kept saying things. I was wondering, I was like, no one's responding to me. That's weird.
It's just pure silence. Yep.
Holy shit. Wow. I hope that wasn't for too long because I was crunching on a pickle and then maybe I forgot. I guess I just talked to myself that whole time and interpreted what you guys said as responses to me.
Oh no!
What does that say about us? I've learned a lot about myself being a dick today.
Gosh, I'm just picturing, like, yeah, because Sage was like, I'm trying to figure out if there's anything else that you have to plug, and I just imagine you being like, oh, I have something, and you're like, nah, I can't think of anything.
Yeah, I was like, hey, fuck, wait a minute. Because I was like, you were talking, and I was like trying to complain about Wanda, and I was like, I am complaining about a cat. Surely that would be engaging. And then I was like, no! And I think Wanda, in fact, had fucking muted me.
Oh.
By stepping on my computer.
You don't need to do this. Pay attention to me.
Yeah, that's what she wants.
She wants you to talk about her, because she's a cryptid. All unto her own.
Well, Toulouse is a cryptid, and I was gonna jokingly talk a little bit about his cryptid activity. And the lore behind him being a cryptid, because we have very good crafted lore for Mr. Poops.
Oh my gosh, that's adorable.
You know what I do miss that we didn't record last week? Was the way that Luna, Ravel's dog, kept barking every time we mentioned a cryptid.
Yep.
Oh my god.
So what do you think about cryptids?
Wanda, you're so fat.
This whole episode is just going to be us talking about our pets now.
So fat and angry.
Hey, that's me.
It's also me. It's me and my cat. Oh! She attacked me.
Don't you associate us in the same league?
Okay, let's reel it back in, guys.
Okay, cryptids. Who's going first?
Let's see who interrupted that first. Ophelia, go.
What? I can't go first because I have to wait until I get an example idea of what exactly we're talking about here.
I understand that. My God, do I understand that?
Oh, we are so prepared. Okay, I'll go first.
You're gonna go?
I am prepared. I am Scottish, so I know all about fucking sea creatures in the depths of my genetic bones.
Alright, then go for it. Start.
No.
I don't mind going.
I'm also a jackass.
I just want to get mine over with, kinda. So I'm like, maybe I'll just go first.
Go for it. Yeah, tell us about, because I am curious.
Okay, so I decided to pick the Chupacabras. So, which is my first cryptid. Watched it on the Discovery Channel. They ran like a bunch of different documentaries on it when I was a kid. And then I remember going outside to let my dog out and being horrified that it was out there. I hear to this day, I remember thinking, oh shit, I shouldn't have watched all this documentaries.
Does it do that to dogs too? I thought it was like mostly goats.
They say
goats and like chickens, right?
They say
like farm shit.
Yeah. They said farm stuff, but they did say pets. Whatever.
Oh,
pet.
yeah.
So, kind of go back on that. It was in 1995 when I guess like it started kind of making waves, and it was interesting.
Fuck that! I was alive.
Yeah. That's the thing, is that it's considered by like different articles and stuff I read and videos I watched. They considered it a modern cryptid that its popularity, they think, largely came about because of the internet, because it was real. And I remember that. I remember going online and checking these little 90s websites about this.
Like so trippy.
Yeah, I mean, one of my favorite memories about this cryptid was that episode from Dexter's Lab.
Oh God, that's right.
Right? Remember he named it. He called it Charlie.
Yeah. So yeah, it was. That's what they say. It was 1995. It was a modern one, and it first apparently happened in a little town in Puerto Rico called. I'm gonna butcher this. Canovanas, I believe, is how it's vaguely pronounced with my American accent.
How do you spell it?
Canovanas. Canovanas.
Canovanas? Yeah, that sounds right.
So that was, I guess, like the first major.
Hey, person who's heard Spanish spoken before. How fucking terribly did we do? I was like, anytime now, maybe we're gonna say something. It's like hilarious.
Here's a gold you tried sticker for you, and here's a gold you tried sticker for you.
Gold,
Thank you, that's what I wanted. I almost bought some from fucking Walmart earlier today.
Then I can have a gold star whenever I want.
Yes, I was like, I need these to reassure myself.
So yeah, it was a little town where I guess they had about a dozen farm animals that just had puncture wounds in the chest and were just lying there dead. Immediate panic started happening because it was apparently it attacked ducks, chickens, pigs, and then goats, of course, which is what it's known for, is goat sucker, I think is what it translates to, or something like that. Mm-hmm. So it was immediate panic. So that was like the first like big where it took off from. And the first description, which I do think is interesting because a lot of the things talked about how it kind of changed over the years, but the first kind of the first design that kind of became widespread of it was that it's about 3 to 5 feet tall, which is a big difference.
Yeah.
But it had wings like a bat, fangs.
What?
It had a hunchback, and it was covered in either scales or quills.
That's always how I remember, with like giant big red eyes, right?
Yeah, kind of alien looking
red eyes.
Scales or quills, those are different.
Yeah. I always saw the ones with the quills. Those were the really popular.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So it was interesting to me, especially because after this kind of started getting widespread and the panic started spreading.
That shit was like in like mainstream TV shit growing up constantly for me.
Mm-hmm. So come to find out, I guess the mayor of Canovanas, Mayor Jose Ramon, he actually, in 1995, I think it was around October, was he led a group of like 200 people, including cops, on a planned safari.
Oh, fuck.
And set out to catch this thing.
More power to that guy. That's how you fucking take action.
Yeah, so he apparently drove around dragging a goat in a cage.
Iconic.
Poor goat.
Yeah, and carried a crucifix with him.
I mean,
like a giant crucifix.
As you should.
So you could see people were taking this seriously when you have a fucking mayor leading the charge. I wrote according to my notes, in 1996, they had accounted for like 2,000 animals, but now I'm doing that. Really? That seems high. Why did I not notice? That's a lot.
In a year?
Yeah, I'm like, let me...
I think this whirlwind murdered loads of shit in a year.
I'm like, did I mean 200? Let me see. I'm going to start clicking as I look.
I mean, they could have said 2,000. That's like... for a cryptid legend, I believe they would have said something that ridiculous.
Yeah, for this one, so according to the Wikipedia, they say a few months later, they said as many as 150 farm animals were reportedly killed. That seems more logical. I am not sure where that 2,000 thing came from. I did not cite my sources properly. I'm sorry.
Oh my god. You're just like, there's a little different. Don't worry about it.
It's different. So, yeah, there's a video I watched. I'm going to have to go back and watch that video. Like, was it that video that said 2,000? Anyways, so, yeah, this was a very real thing to people. But the thing that I think is really fascinating about this is that after this fame kind of hit, despite the fact that people were terrified, and I think one of the things I think I read said it might have even been because the mayor, he apparently loved to give interviews and talk about. Yeah. Yeah. So they think that also is part of it, but it kind of,
they capitalized on the tourism aspect of it.
Well, as it grew, yeah,
Well, maybe he also just wanted to like play hero and be like, yeah, I'm going after the Chupacabra.
I'm gonna catch
for me again. But that's like dope as hell. So like, like
it was 1995, man. You know,
who the fuck says no to that? Like, fuck it up.
But apparently, it was it actually became an anti-hero in pulp culture.
The Chupacabra became an anti-hero?
Yeah, because it had to do...
Hey, what the fuck? Yeah. How has the Chupacabra's character development been progressing in all this time that I haven't been following the Chupacabra canon?
I know!
This was like unlocked Chupacabra T-floor.
I remember, this was in a YouTube video, and they did have photos, at least, that it had like over 1,000 shirt designs, and 3 songs written about it, and it had its own cocktail. So,
well, I mean, yeah.
Supposedly, I think the way they put it is it kind of the Chupacabra. I don't know why, because you're like, what does eating farm animals have to do with anything? But supposedly, the people of Puerto Rico kind of associated it with
vampirism. I thought.
No, how did they explain it? I should have written better notes on it. But it was like, because they are simultaneously part of America and not part of America, it like had to do with the fact that they don't have federal rights, even though they have to follow federal law or something like that. And I wish I could remember how they
don't have representation.
Yeah,
in any way.
Yeah, they can't vote. They can't vote for any of the federal stuff, even though they have to follow whatever gets passed federally. And apparently the El Chupacabra became a symbol against that or something to that degree.
Interesting.
Yeah, I was kind of like, hey, that's something I never heard before.
So the Chupacabra became like a political symbol.
Yeah, exactly. It became a political symbol.
Dope as fuck.
Yeah, I was kind of like
Gritty. Like Gritty became like you just took everything. I love it.
Yeah, so I thought that was fascinating. That I was just like, it did what now? Because
fucking Bigfoot's a communist, y'all. I'm making it happen. Mine is anyway. What, the one from Washington State? Of course he is. Yep. Like, Washington just be like that.
But
He's in a union.
But I did
Bigfoot Local 290, 69.
Oh my god. So, yeah, that's it becomes an anti-hero pop culture and a political symbol. Lots of t-shirts. And then interestingly enough, let's see, there became, and I've heard this was really popular on like the Discovery documentaries, was, okay, so where did it come from? The biggest one that I remember hearing was that it was either an escaped alien creature, and it either escaped from other aliens, or it escaped from a military experiment, because there was a Fort Buchanan nearby, and so people were saying it came from the American base set there.
Oh, yeah. Well, I wouldn't fucking trust us, that's for sure.
Yeah, so that was the other, and then of course another big one was it was literally just the devil, and that's why the guy was carrying around the crucifix.
I remember when every once in a while they think they've like found one, and then it just turns out to be a dog with mange.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is what
wasn't that like the one?
This is what I'm leading into that I thought was really interesting. So that was 1995 Chupacabra. Then early 2000, the sites of it, I guess, spread up into Mexico and the Southwest United States. Like that in my notes, I wrote United Stairs. So,
United Stairs.
This was when we have the new Chupacabra design that kind of comes out, and I have seen this where it's kind of hairless, it's gaunt, it runs around on all fours.
Yeah.
Yeah, and those are the ones that nowadays everyone just associates with. It's a dog or a raccoon with mange.
Boo, I like the OG Chupacabra.
Yeah, I like
that's the one that I drew for on our Patreon, our tier 1, our Cryptids, and that's Chupacabra, their icon.
The El Chupacabra is I like hipster El Chupacabra. It's not it's kind of like the Pikachu redesign. I stan fat Pikachu. No. So this what I thought was kind of interesting too, and I know I've seen there have been pictures of it supposedly, and like you said, a lot of it now people are just like, yeah, that's a coyote or a dog with mange. And looking at photos kind of again, it's like, yeah, most of what I saw, it looks like a dog. So, yeah. Come to find out, there was a 5-year investigation by Benjamin Radford, and he wrote all about it in 2011. And I think it was kind of interesting because, like, I'd never heard of this. And it's probably because, yeah, it was just so big in the 90s that by 2011, it was like, what? El Chupacabra. But he wrote a book called Tracking the Chupacabra, and he concluded that, and this is, I'm quoting this off of Wikipedia, but he concluded that the description given by the original eyewitnesses in Puerto Rico, Madeline Tolentino, was based on the creature still in the 1995 science fiction horror film Species.
What?
As soon as I read that, I flashed back and went, oh shit. It kind of does. It kind of does. It has all the signs on the back. Yeah, so he believes the description cannot be trusted, that it seriously undermined the El Chupacabra as a real animal. In addition, and this is the part that was kind of like interesting to me because it had crossed my mind as I was researching this, the supposed drained blood, there was never actually no one ever studied it. There was no autopsies.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so there was nothing done to confirm that they were actually drained of blood.
Yeah,
which
there's the people thought they kind of.
Yeah, it's like, oh, puncture wounds. Well, clearly, and it does kind of strike me as I thought that was an interesting thought because, talking about things we know now that most of us didn't before the internet and research is, you're once something is dead, if you cut it, it doesn't bleed because the heart isn't pumping anymore. So, I don't know. To me, it made perfect sense that they might just say, oh, it's not bleeding, it's drained to blood, but it's like, no, it's just dead and it's gone through the process and it's just not bleeding anymore.
Yeah.
But apparently there was an analysis done by a veterinary who did, not like the original ones, but I guess did like some, then just like, yeah, there was blood. But it does say citation needed, so take that with a grain of salt.
Oh, yeah.
It makes me sad because at least like according to this guy's research and whatnot and the lack of evidence, you kind of go with that feeling of it does kind of feel like it's been debunked, you know?
Yeah, that was what bummed me out about the 2 that I did, which I will tell you about.
Where all of a sudden you're like, oh, hey, this isn't...
I was just like, why y'all gotta ruin shit with reality?
Wait, reality. But yeah, it's, if you look at dogs with mange, it's really depressing. It's really depressing.
It is.
Yeah. And they talked about how, like, but a lot of these dogs, they're weakened, so they theorized that the reason they went after goats is because, you know, they're easy targets, they're usually fenced in, etc.
And they, like, they're not gonna run away, like...
Yeah, so it's easy running down a rabbit or a deer, as they put it. Let's see, what did they say? And though people said it couldn't have been a dog or coyote because they had not eaten the victim, both dogs and coyotes can kill and not consume their prey either because they are inexperienced or due to injury or difficulty in killing of the prey. So that was another quote off of Wikipedia. It says the prey can survive the attack and die afterwards from internal bleeding or circulatory shock.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of it was like maybe it just, you know, they got away from it or something like that and died in other means, or it wasn't right away. But a lot of people say that the way it looks, they think it looks like canine teeth, like what they've seen of it.
Oh, trippy.
Yep. So that's the conclusion, like, I've come to, is like, yeah, it's probably a matter of misconception, maybe some influence on, maybe it was species. Cause yeah, as soon as I read that, I was just like, oh, mother, that horrible movie. But
God.
The design is similar. So there you go. El Chupacabra. Unfortunately not as real as my 9-year-old mind pictured. I always liked the idea of it being an alien pet or a military experiment, especially or an escaped alien.
That would be dope.
Yep.
Why can't I stop with my nose? I'm sorry. I keep forgetting to mute it.
No,
oh my god, did you see the new Disney Cats Junie and Bork bag?
What?
I haven't, but I probably will sooner or later.
Because I love the DP bags. I've never bought one, the DMV ones, but I want the fucking Disney Cats one. Are you kidding? There's a cat on it that I don't recognize. My fucking Disney cat recognition cred is like shot. It's out the window.
Alright, can we finish this episode? Do you think the universe will let us?
I don't know about that, but we could sure try.
Will the universe let us? Do you want me to check the stars?
So, we're gonna put this in here, this little note. So,
what little note?
That we have gone from talking about the Chupacabra to my computer crashing to the miracle that we were able to save that first part of the recording.
After force restarting your computer.
Twice. To now, almost 2 hours later, trying to finish this episode.
Woohoo! Wait, it's been that long? God.
Well, no. Maybe in almost an hour. I lie. It was like 7 o'clock when the crash happened. Because we started at 6, right? We had
yeah, we started roughly at 6.
About an hour.
We had recorded 46 minutes or some shit, right?
48 minutes, exactly.
Yeah, doing good. Yeah, because I was like, damn, I apparently got real distracted on the internet more than I thought.
No, it was only...
I'm just browsing mods for The Sims 4 because I want to play later.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Alright, let's get back to it. Oh, that's what I was trying to open. I don't have my Flatwoods Monster notes. Oh, spoilers. That's what I was going to talk about.
I'm not super familiar with it, so like that's cool. Does it ring a bell?
An hour later, which is just minutes for our listeners. So we're spared of that pain. We will endure the pain for you. At all.
We already delayed this like once, so it's like we can't do it again. Not again.
Alright, so I'm going to talk about the Flatwoods Monster, also known as the Braxton County Monster or the Phantom of Flatwoods, which is
a place.
which is one of my favorites after Mothman, because it's also from West Virginia. So West Virginia is the home of all the best cryptids.
Is that why Fallout 76 decided to...
Country roads.
Try not to sing it.
So on September 12th, 1952.
Oh, fuck it up.
There was a bright light that shot across the night sky. That turned out to just be a barn owl perched in a tree. The end.
Whoa!
What? Is that UFO?
What a disappointing tale.
Alright, I'm done. Who's next?
Oh my god!
No, I'm okay. Okay, we'll get into it.
Wait, what was it? It was a what?
A barn owl.
Okay.
Well, that's what investigators in the end conclude. But like, here's the whole real story. So
it's a glowing owl? What?
No, there's more. At approximately 7:15 p.m. on September 22nd of 1952, two brothers, Edward and Fred May, along with their good friend Tommy Heyer, said that they reportedly see a bright object going across the sky and land on a local farm that belonged to farmer G. Bailey Fisher. After witnessing this, the boys head over to Kathleen May's home. I don't have this in front of me, because I forgot to write this one down. I think Kathleen May was a teacher.
Okay.
But she was an older woman. They go to her place and tell her what they saw. And so May, accompanied by the three boys, and then like two other local kids, Neil Nunley and Ronnie Shaver, and also West Virginia National Guardsman Eugene Lemon. They all head off onto Fisher's farm to check out what the light was.
This is the start
in West Virginia that there's so many cryptids.
I'm just like, this is the start of a horror movie right here.
West Virginia is the start of a horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
West Virginia is a horror movie all on its own, probably.
Yeah.
We say this with a lot of love, and like we want to visit. We really want to visit. So
I really want to go to West Virginia. Yeah. I love West Virginia a lot.
Those country homes.
So our group head over to the Fisher farm to locate whatever it was that the boys saw. They reach the top of a hill where Nunley says that they see a pulsing red light. And as the guardsman Lemon aims his flashlight in the direction, he is panicked and drops the light because they see what is described as a tall, man-like figure with a round red face with this, like, pointed hood, ace of spade shape.
What the fuck?
Dome thing.
Oh, we in Undertale.
It's very hard to describe this cryptid, and its, like, weird look is one of the things that I love so much about it.
Is it like, God, yeah, because, like, fucking, was this just Mothman trolling some people?
I like that idea.
That'd be hilarious. Alright, hold on. Let me pull up the image of the original sketch.
Right now I'm saying this doesn't sound like any old owl to me.
I'm just gonna send you guys a quick link. Alright, I said it through the Skype. So, does...
Naughty the fuck?
I'm surprised you guys haven't heard of this guy. So descriptions did vary. But for the most part, described as an approximately 10-foot tall creature with that round
50s fucking drawing I've ever goddamn seen. They're just like, he was a Soviet cosmonaut. End of story.
Okay, well, it's interesting that you say that because this was 1952. We've got the Cold War. People are really paranoid. Didn't like the Soviet Union just like had recently tested an atomic bomb like 3 years prior.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of paranoia, a lot of like, anxious eyes towards the sky, being like, and then obviously people are just like, oh, flying saucers.
I said it jokingly, but that is kind of an Undertale design. Just picture that thing.
It is.
Yeah.
It looks like a light bulb. It's real cute. I like it.
It is.
I love this. I will show you guys a picture of the little...
It's like a fucking Pokemon. You know that cloud form or whatever?
It does.
Alright, I gotta say, this doesn't say, this seems more like friend. It's a friendly cryptid.
I don't know. I like him. I like him a lot.
I like him.
Because he looks so
cute.
weird.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so, he's pretty weird looking. So we got this huge round face with big eyes. It's got this weird, like, Ace of Spades hood thing behind its head. Kathleen May described it as having these claw-like hands and, like, clothing-like folds. There was also described that there was this very foul odor, like a pungent mist that emanated and caused them all to get very nauseated.
It peed on them.
I know.
I was gonna say, I think you scared it. It's like a skunk.
Yeah, I was thinking it's like skunk. Skunk scent. Okay, cutest cryptid, official.
Yeah. So far, I'm liking this one.
Yeah. Reportedly, this one, I didn't see this one confirmed, but I just remember hearing this originally when I first learned about the story, that everyone present became really ill later on because of the smell, like, or they think it was because of what they smelled that they became sick.
What the fuck?
After time
so
passed.
This is poisonous too? Dope.
Dude, I love poison-type Pokemon, so this is my boy.
Type.
Oh my god!
Is it a steel poison type? That's kind of what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
Let me see. So local sheriff and deputies later investigated the area and claimed to have, they didn't see, hear, or smell anything. There is, let me see, where is this guy? There is some dude who wrote about it, Gary Barker or Gray Barker? Gray Barker. Which is like with details, according to his account, there were like skid marks, but like they didn't really find anything. There was also supposedly some kind of like gummy deposit that was left behind, but there's no lasting evidence that any of this is true.
Oh my god.
It's all a ruse.
So after investigations, the final conclusion is that what the boys saw in the sky was likely a meteor breaking up in the atmosphere, and then what they thought was this humanoid creature that they saw was actually just a barn owl perched on a tree limb, and like shadows made it look like it was larger than it was. Which, you know.
That's pretty
What a bummer, but like, yeah.
I would sooner believe that they were just outright lying. Saying it's an owl is just kind of like, really?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I could see it probably maybe being an owl. I could also see boys being dumb.
Yeah. Okay.
I could see boys being dumb under the fear-mongering of the Cold War. I could see it.
Yeah.
It's the Soviets.
It's aliens, yeah. I got a theory on that one. Remind me for Ophelia's Commie Corner to tell you my theory on aliens and how it relates to the Cold War.
Oh my
that
God.
will be a Patreon exclusive.
But yeah, you know, it is interesting because they said it was like red and they used yellow to color it, but I could totally see red and the idea of like, yeah, like you said, communism, so.
Oh, well, I'm just thinking like, you know, just in general being like extra freaked out about whatever they see up there. But like, yeah.
All the communists watching us.
Here, I'm gonna take a picture real quick of my little guy, because I made my own little tiny Flatwoods monster. He's a little like felt charm that I'm actually okay. I did not intend to plug this, nor did I plan it this way, but I am planning on selling these guys on Etsy.
So hey guys, get your Flatwood charms. I want to see.
Deliver the pics.
If my phone can take a non-blurry picture.
It's cryptid.
Or not
Can't.
Oh my god, you're right. We had this discussion already off camera.
What?
Okay, it's a blurry photo because it's a cryptid. You can't get a decent photo of cryptids.
I mean, yeah, that's the point. That's rule number one. We need to lay down the rules of what a cryptid is. What are our rules for cryptids? Number one, you can't fucking get a picture of that shit.
Yeah, yours is more what the description felt like than that drawing, actually, in my opinion. It's like, where's the bright red face?
Well, that drawing I don't think is colored that I linked you to.
Right, but there's yellow in it.
Just the eyes, though, because his face is the red part,
well,
right?
no, I think that shine is just what will be coming off the eyes, because it said it had bright yellow eyes.
Okay. Well, you should have thrown red in there. If you're gonna take any color into it.
Maybe they didn't have a red color pencil. Did you?
They didn't have red in the 50s.
You know,
red was not invented in the 50s.
Red wasn't invented yet.
Oh no, it was the communists.
They took them all away. They took all the red pencils away.
There you go. That's where we're going with this.
They did because it reminded people of communism, and maybe they turned into communist sympathizers.
Yeah. Hey, man. I wish it was crazier than it sounded.
I know, right? It's the worst part. Is that you're just like, damn, that's like 1% correct.
So yeah, Flatwood Monster, communist.
Flatwood Monster is, yeah, he's beautiful. He's my little communist child now. With his little red face. He is the specter that is haunting Europe.
For some reason, hanging out in West Virginia. Alright, I think we have one more cryptid to hear about.
It's a combination of two. That's because it starts with Ogopogo, who I wanted to do because I wanted to... Okay, I couldn't decide between Nessie or Ogopogo because I was like, I want a sea cryptid. And you know why? Because those ones are real, motherfucker. And the rest of them, maybe not. Bigfoot, probably real. There's several of that guy. Like, that's a whole species. I don't know what
that's a Yeti.
On there.
It's just a Yeti.
Yeah, he's just brown.
He's a brown Yeti.
He is a lumberjack, and he minds his own business up here for the most part. But, like, you know, and then, then you get sea creatures, sea monsters, that type of nonsense. Abso-fucking-lutely, that shit's alive. That has gotta be real. Why? I don't trust the ocean. Nobody can trust the ocean. We don't fucking know what's down there.
I mean, I think that's, like, how long did it take for them to get pictures of giant squids? You know? It's...
Yeah. Like,
I mean, that was a fucking cryptid of its own until just recently in our lifetime, like...
Yeah. See?
I remember watching, like, you know, alongside those Chupacabra documentaries, those giant squid documentaries, like, oh, is it out there? With, like, my stepdad, like, he was the one always watching those and, like, UFO documentaries. That's what got me into it. And it's just, like, finding out, seeing, like, the footage that they got that when they finally saw it and running over to my stepdad and be like, they found it! And he was like, what? Oh, that's right. He didn't care! And I was like, okay, this was the only thing we shared, but that's fine.
This was support. To be thanks.
Your thanks for support. I tried so hard. Got so far, and in the end. Yeah, so sea creature cryptids are the one that I can definitely always hold out hope for are probably real. We don't know anything. And I'm sticking by that.
On the plus side, they're probably not going to come for you. So that's
absolutely. They're minding their own business. They are gentle giants. No, so Ogopogo is in Canada. Lake Okanagan, I think, is what it was called. And it's like British Columbia. And so I couldn't decide between this one, because local, right, to the Pacific Northwest, or Nessie, because I am Scottish as shit. And I'm doing both of them largely because there's not a lot of information about Ogopogo, and they're very, very similar. So I'm just like, sea monster cryptids, that's what I'm on. And I will start with
Ogopogo is such a fun name to say, too.
It really is.
Ogopogo.
So, Ogopogo is, like, the major differences between the two is that Nessie's got, like, 2 humps, and she looks more like a dinosaur, right? Mm. And Ogopogo is described as being, like, more snake-like. Most common description of Ogopogo is a 40 to 50 foot long sea serpent, resembling an extinct Basilosaurus or Mosasaurus, which means it's probably real.
Just chilling.
And so Ogopogo has allegedly been seen by First Nations people since the 19th century. And I'm like, yeah, I believe it. And they're like, according to some white dude, he does not believe them for these reasons that are probably racist. I was like, no, don't care what you have to say about this at all. Like, so there's not as many sightings. There are only like 3 sightings of this one, which is why I was like, damn, hold on, here we go. So alleged sightings. I'm reading this wiki so that I can inform you on her, the child of the Loch Ness Monster. And then I will tell you some more shit about Nessie. So, the alleged sightings of Ogopogo were, in 1946, there was one that was claimed to have occurred at Okanagan Mission Beach. This is what was trippy. This event was supposedly witnessed by about 30 cars of people who all claimed to have seen the same thing. So I'm like, okay, I believe it. I believe that 30 people saw this crazy nonsense. Some big sea creature in a lake. In 1968, Art Fulton filmed what is claimed to be footage of the alleged creature, showing a large wake moving across the water. And then, of course, they ruin your life with a computer analysis of the footage concluded it was a solid 3-dimensional object. And so and then again in 2011, there was cell phone video that was captured of 2 dark shapes in the water, but everyone was like, it's just 2 logs. And so, yeah, everyone was pretty sure that the cell phone video was just some floating logs, so that was a huge bummer. Yeah. And then in September 2018, there were reportedly 3 sightings, one of which was described as a giant snake that was like 49 feet long. Most recently, 3 of them in 1 month, and everyone's describing something that is way longer than 2 logs. But another point that was made about this area is that they were just like, there's a lot of logging in that area, and so loads of really big logs and trees end up in that, like, lake a lot. And so they're like, yeah, it's probably floating logs. So that's why I was like, ruining my life, why don't you? And that's why I had to go back to Nessie, because you want to know what? The Scots don't ruin your fucking life with reality. Why? Because the British are superstitious as shit. So give me this fairy lore garbage. Right, meow. Anyway, downside, there are like 20 goddamn sightings of Nessie, starting in 565.
Whoa.
Yeah, so...
That far back.
Yeah, she doesn't fuck around. Would you like to know the years of all of the history, the Nessie history? Because it begins in 565, another time in 1871 or 72, then twice in 1933, 2 incidences in 1934, the really famous picture, the one that we see most frequently, was 1934, 2 in 38, 54, 55, 60, and then 77, and then 2007, 2011, 2011 again, 2013, 2014, and 2015. And they went to go search for her, like, 7 times.
That's gotta be...
Between 1934 and 2018.
At this point, she's either immortal or that's just her babies that people are still seeing.
Yeah, for real. Well, I'm pretty sure she's gotta be, like everything, because this is my theory for that. Like, everything in the fucking ocean. What we know about most shit that lives in, like, the deep, dark ass parts of, like, water, like, it never dies. And if it keeps having food and stuff, and we don't know what she eats, she has to have some kind of food. Maybe she's a vampire, and she eats people, and we just don't know. Maybe she eats the English, and that's why nobody cares.
Oh my god!
So, she feeds on the English, and everyone's just like, good riddance.
Oh my god.
So, like, kidding. So, all of the British were just like, we've never done anything wrong in our lives, tut. I'm sure none of the world would disagree. So my theory for why she's fucking immortal is because she's one of those crazy things in the ocean, like lobsters and goldfish, where if it doesn't die, it doesn't stop getting bigger, and it's effectively immortal. Did you know that shit about lobsters?
No.
Oh yeah, lobsters are immortal if you don't kill them.
Wow, that makes...
If they don't get sick,
when you
right?
boil really sad.
Yeah. If they don't, like, get sick or something, because they do eventually, like, they'll get sick from illnesses and die, but, like, yeah, if they, like, stay...
Or, like, injured, yeah.
Yeah, so, because there's, like, no, you're right, because there's, like, times where they'll get injured, because they, like, when they're pregnant or something, like, they have to go through molts, like, the female lobsters have to go through molts, and they'll, like, certain lobsters will protect them while they do that so that they can't get harmed. Lobsters have a social hierarchy. They're actually very fascinating. I know a lot about lobsters for some reason.
And then
you know what?
And then we say, you would live 100 years, but I'm going to boil you instead. That's
right. I mean, but at the same time, it's like, we don't need like hundreds of thousands of lobsters, do we? Like,
eat every single.
And they're also fucking delicious. You know, fun fact about lobster is that it used to be prisoners' food. I'm sure everyone knows that now, but like, it used to be prisoners' food, and it was like, lobster's what you gave to like poor people. And like, yeah, so lobster was like what you gave to people in prison and like poor people and shit. And then everyone on the East Coast was like, yeah, it's a delicious delicacy. And then, yeah, they made it for rich people. And like, so like, they just like totally changed the narrative on what the fuck that was. Isn't it crazy? Because you're just like, I'm sorry, what? I'm just like, can we make that poor people food again? Because I'm a poor and I love lobster.
It really is a matter of whatever they place the value on something. That's what it is.
Yeah, so it's fascinating. It's definitely fascinating. And I'm just like, I would like them. I would like the lobsters again, please. Yeah. So my theory with Essie is that like she just gets bigger and lives forever. She's a lobster. Yeah, she's got lobster DNA.
So DNA.
She's got lobster DNA, and the rest of her is just spite for the English. Staying alive. Like it's all true squats. Let's see. Man. So the earliest report of a monster in the vicinity of Loch Ness appears in the Life of St. Columba by Adam Nahn, written in the 6th century A.D.
God.
Yeah. According to Adam Nahn, writing about a century after the events described, Irish monk St. Columba was staying in the land of the Picts with his companions when he encountered local residents burying a man by the River Ness. They explained that the man was swimming in the river when he was attacked by a water beast, which mauled him and dragged him underwater.
Was he English?
Yeah. Like, was he from fucking, goddammit, what were they called at that point? Hold on, I know this.
And
Albion.
Okay. Way back then.
I think that would have been this.
I only know Anglo-Saxon. That's about it.
Yeah, I could be wrong. That could be way earlier. I'm pretty sure that might actually be BC, and I'm a dumbass. But, like, I make a point to, like, try not to know English history on principle, just because it upsets their settler colonial, like. They're just like, what do you mean you don't know, like, who these people? Like, every time I'm like, why don't I know this monarch sibling? And then Brett, like, busts some shit out. And I'm just like, that's right. I'm supposed to not know on principle.
Oh, they killed all these people and slaughtered. No.
Yeah. So, although they tried to rescue him in a boat, he was dead. Columbus sent a follower, not reading that out loud because I'm going to butcher it, to swim across the river. The beast approached him, but Columba made the sign of the cross and said, "Go no further, do not touch the man, go back at once." Wow.
Oh my God.
Yeah, okay, so, like, welcome to the 6th century AD. It was really sick. Like, welcome to European history. It blows.
Nessie's just like, oh my God,
it's a mess. I love it. Yeah, I love all history. I can't say that it blows. Nobody's history blows. It's all fascinating in its own right. The creature stopped as if it had been pulled back with ropes and fled. And Columba's men and the Picts gave thanks for what they perceived as a miracle. And I'm literally just like, okay, we have, like, our obsession with Christ has come and gone, and this beast remains. So, explain.
Oh my God. I just love the fact that he was like, yes, I made a crucifix at it, and it left.
And it left. Believers in the monster point to this story set in the River Ness rather than the loch itself as evidence for the creature's existence as early as the 6th century. Skeptics question the narrative's reliability, noting that water beast stories were extremely common in medieval hagiographies, and Abdonan's tale probably recycles a common motif attached to a local landmark. Hey, fuck off, medievalists. Why are you ruining everything? Like, let's see. Yeah, so that's the earliest one, right? And then we've got 1871-72. D. Mackenzie of Balnain reportedly saw an object resembling a log or an upturned boat wriggling and churning up the water. The object moved slowly at first, disappearing at a faster speed. Mackenzie sent his story in a letter to Rupert Gould in 1934, shortly after popular interest in the monster increased. And it looks like nobody was dicking around with the monster during World War I. I imagine that was because some other shit was going on. Mm-hmm. And then, yeah, so there's like we didn't see any of the monster during World War I. She was like, peace, bitches, I'm out. And George Spicer, 1930.
Nothing to do with this shit.
Yeah, like, I was like, I imagine everyone was busy. Modern interest in the monster was sparked by a sighting on the 22nd of July, 1933, when George Spicer and his wife saw a most extraordinary form of animal cross the road in front of their car. Hey, what? They described the creature as having a large body, about 4 feet high and 25 feet long, and a long, wavy, narrow neck, slightly thicker than an elephant's trunk and as long as the 10 to 12 foot width of the road. They saw no limbs. It lurched across the road toward the loch 20 yards away, leaving a trail of broken undergrowth in its wake. Hello. Like, I mean, fucking imagine your ass. It's the middle of the summer in 1933, and you're just like, I'm just driving through this loch like a fucking Scot. It's my own business. And then, like, a giant, like, monster cryptid just, like, slowly shambles across the fucking road. Like, yeah, okay. Like,
I just like the fact that, like, it is extraordinary.
I'm like, yeah, a most extraordinary? Yeah, no shit. Like, I would have lost my goddamn mind. Like, Are you kidding me? It's one thing if she's, like, in the water, but, like, it's a whole nother ball game. Just sliding across the road. Like, hello?
Well, I you wonder, like, what's it doing outside of the water? Because my impression was, like, because I've heard of this sighting. This is a sighting that I always remember when I hear it.
What?
But why was it out of the water? Because I always thought before I heard about this sighting was that it was only in the water, like it only lived in the water.
That's what I thought too.
Apparently it was hunting.
She's eating people, because apparently she's always been eating people. The English, as we said.
Yep. So the thing that's
heretics, I guess.
Yeah, well, I think no, she serves Lucifer, so
that's right.
Like I said, she doesn't like crucifixes. But the thing that's interesting about that is she is technically smaller than Ogopogo, because I said Ogopogo is like 49 feet, and she's like 25 feet, so this is tiny.
Yeah. I mean, that's big to them over there. That's like the size of one of their mountains.
It's like, wait, are we converting right? Yeah, are we talking feet? Are we talking meters? Wait a minute.
So apparently, sorry, I'm like reading this, like the fucking pictures too, the slightly blurry photos.
I think the most famous one was debunked, wasn't it?
Yeah, both of them were.
Oh.
But like,
snaps fingers.
Yeah, the most famous one was debunked. Didn't the guy come forward with that one? Or on his deathbed explain? Or his son? Or maybe, sorry. It's not my cryptid. Continue.
No, I'm like trying to remember, yeah, because I feel like you're right. Because the main one, that like the surgeon's photograph, the one that yeah.
There was no... Sorry, I will shut up.
No, go for it. Please do. Because like, he was like...
He wasn't an actual surgeon, right? It was
he was a gynecologist.
Oh, okay.
And it was published in the Daily Mail, so, you know.
Close enough.
But it was just like a toy submarine that he like attached a piece of wood to or something.
Yeah, that's right. Here we go. Since 1994, most agreed that the photo was an elaborate hoax. It had been described as a fake in a 7 December 1975 Sunday Telegraph article, which fell into obscurity. Details of how the photo was taken were published in the 1999 book Nessie, the Surgeon's Photograph Exposed. God, imagine having to write a whole ass book because nobody paid attention in 1975. Like, it was like, God damn it, people. Like, which contains a facsimile of the 1975 Sunday Telegraph article. The creature was reportedly a toy submarine built by Christian Sperling, the son-in-law of Marmaduke Wetherill. Why do you name humans these names? That is not a human's name. That is
Why do you name humans these names?
Wetherill had been publicly ridiculed by his employer, the Daily Mail. That is a drag. That's low. Like, getting dragged by the Daily Mail, that's harsh. After he found Nessie footprints, which turned out to be a hoax. This poor man.
Aww.
Can you, like, to get revenge on the Mail? Good. Wetherill perpetrated his hoax with co-conspirator Sperling, sculpture specialist, Ian Wetherill, his son, who bought the material for the fake, and Maurice Chambers, an insurance agent. This is dope as hell, actually. Yeah, fuck the Daily Mail. The toy submarine was bought from F.W. Woolworths, and its head and neck were made from wood putty. After testing it in a local pond. Yeah, this is amazing, though.
And he pretty much was like, fuck the Daily.
Yeah, fuck the Daily.
A tale of revenge. I love it.
A tale of revenge. And so the most significant things that I wanted to mention were the Google Street View things. So there's a Google Street View thing, and then the most recent study. Google commemorated the 81st anniversary of the surgeon's photograph with a Google Doodle and added a new feature to Google Street View, with which users can explore the loch above and below the water. Google reportedly spent a week at Loch Ness collecting imagery with a Street View tracker camera, attaching it to a boat to photograph above the surface, and collaborating with members of the Cat and Sea View survey to photograph underwater. So you can just, like, dig through the loch on Google now.
That's pretty damn awesome.
That is cool, yeah.
Isn't it? And then also, so in 1987 there was a scan that they did. They did, like, a deep dive scan of the loch and didn't see anything. There was motion in some of the pictures, it looks like, but they're like, okay, it could have been seals. What if Nessie is like 3 seals that just Voltron to themselves together?
Oh my god!
Like, what if it's like a rat king, but instead it's a seal king and it's Nessie?
Oh my god.
Loch Ness!
So yeah. Oh my god, in 2003, the BBC sponsored a search of the loch using 600 sonar beams and satellite tracking. The search had sufficient resolution to identify a small buoy. No animal of substantial size was found, and despite their reported hopes, scientists involved admitted that this proved, in heavy air quotes, the Loch Ness Monster was a myth. Go to hell. But here we go. DNA survey.
Look, if Nessie can fucking leave the lake and go elsewhere, who knows?
Yeah, that's the thing. She fucks out of the lake, dude. Like, she's got other business to attend to. Like, she's got raves to go
club.
to. We went two separate directions with her after work activities. Book club, raves.
She's got diverse tastes, okay?
She does. She's got a lot going on.
It depends on the century.
It does. She's like a vampire. She's been alive forever. So in 2018, this is real cool. So they did a DNA survey. Listen, I'm pumped for this. An international team consisting of researchers from the universities of Otago, Copenhagen, Hull, and the Highlands and Islands. Highlands did a DNA survey of the lake in June of 2018, so a year ago, looking for unusual species. The results are expected this year.
Oh, hasn't been released
yet. We'll keep an eye out for that, and we can update the listeners. Yeah.
So we gotta keep an eye out. I'm excited about that. So that's mine. Mine is fuck skeptics. Sea creatures are real. We don't know jack about what's in the ocean. And lobsters live forever, so why not everything else? The end.
Beautiful.
Nessie, I stan.
Yeah. I stan one queen. One anti-English queen.
I'm going to share one more photo of the Flatwoods Monster. This is one of my favorite ones. I don't know where this is from. I've just seen it here and there across the internet. And I might recreate it for our thumbnail.
I love it!
What?
Look at him just like one that's just chilling.
Oh my god. They look like Ghibli monsters.
Oh my god,
they do.
Or like little things you'd see in the background.
I also want to share this because I forgot. Mothman and Flatwoods Monster is apparently a fairly popular ship.
I gotta say, is it a ship? Is it a ship? Yes.
It's totally a ship, and I'm on board.
Oh my god, though. Like, country road, take me home. Where's the song fic? To the place.
Oh my god.
And that sound means it's time for Silver Bullet News,
where we quickly highlight recent news and headlines in the horror genre. Dun, 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 dun. That's, I don't know what that was. Alright, first, let's just do the news. Okay. First bullet. Okay. You probably might have heard this because people were tweeting about it, and by the time this episode goes out, it'll be old news. But I thought it would be hilarious to talk about it with you guys. So,
alright.
The suspense.
Alright, so this first bullet, you guys probably already heard about it, or at least saw some tweets about it, because it is hilarious. 20,000 people signed a petition asking Netflix to cancel Amazon's show Good Omens.
Oh, yes! Okay, I didn't hear about this on Twitter. My uncle told me about it.
It's pretty good.
I did finally start watching it. I watched the first episode a couple nights ago.
We watched like 4 of them, and I haven't continued yet. You remember when I was obsessed with Michael Sheen? Because, I do. I was so pleased. It's so good. It's good.
You know me. Well, I'm not into live action shows typically. I'm like, but I'm curious enough that I will probably check this out. But the thing that was so funny about it is, just talking about this with my uncle, it was just, basically what happened is some idiot, evangelical probably, got up there and said, this is promoting things that it shouldn't go.
It was some it wasn't. It had, already done some other shit, wasn't it?
It wasn't just one single idiot. It was the Christian-led Return to Order campaign. And so essentially what this whole group's thing is they want to return to order, to good old Christian values.
Fascism.
Yeah.
Alright, but the petition itself, they've removed it to try and avoid the embarrassment, but
Yeah, it already
can't,
is.
once it's on the internet.
It's got meme status.
Yeah.
The whole point is, though, it's like, it shows how little thought. They heard it somewhere. They didn't do their own research. Just said, oh, hey, Good Omens, it has to do with what now? And it's on a streaming service? Well, that must be the Net of Flicks. Let's go.
The Net of Flicks!
Yeah, let's go create
The Net of Flicks.
It's just like,
you're so right.
It's so far behind these people are that they probably don't even know they barely know what a streaming service is.
Yeah.
Here's some quotes that I found from the petition from an article that was written for Bloody Disgusting by John Squires. I want to make sure I credit them. Because they had some quotes in there from the petition.
Right.
Good Omens is another step to make Satanism appear normal, light, and acceptable. The petition petition had also noted that the series mocks God's wisdom. This type of video makes light of truth, error, good and evil, and destroys the barriers of horror that society still has for the devil.
Don't tell them it was a book first, either.
The devil has other shit to be worried about, I'm pretty sure.
Honestly, I'm sure he's just leaning back
just
in an
chilling.
Armchair and letting us
He
take care of everything.
Fuck.
Yep.
He's sitting here like, I thought I had an apocalypse to run, but apparently y'all motherfuckers took care of it on your own.
Yeah, he didn't.
Like, that's probably what's going on.
Yeah.
Like, cool. All y'all had to do was just fuck it up on your own. I didn't even have to do anything. My favorite.
Yeah, I follow Satan on Twitter, actually. He's,
I do too!
He's a fun guy, yeah. He's a fun guy.
I need to check that out.
Alright. Anyway, next bullet. If you are a patron listener who is on the Creative Power Discord, you've likely already heard about this one. I know someone on there was sharing this. Do y'all remember the banana slits? Splits. Banana splits?
I don't know what this is, but I'm concerned
now.
now.
In 1968, there was this variety program from Hanna-Barbera.
Okay. I wasn't sure if that was like straight up what you were talking about. Yeah, okay.
I still don't know, honestly. Okay.
Alright, well, it was much before my time, so I didn't even know it existed until this, but,
no idea what this is. It's the block of television?
Retro cartoons.
So I guess it was, like, an animal rock band, Hanna-Barbera characters, and there was, like, a variety program, so they had people in costumes being the characters.
Never heard of this. Nope.
Yeah, this is way before us, so we're not that old yet!
Not yet.
But thanks to Warner Brothers Home Entertainment, you can get the Banana Splits movie, where it is essentially just a pretty much a Five Nights at Freddy's movie, where it's like,
I was gonna say, did they do that with it?
Yeah, they turned it into a horror movie. There is the trailer on YouTube somewhere. I can put that link in the show notes for anyone who's really curious.
I'm just
you know, if you want that, it's already out on, I think a digital release was on August 13th, and you can get the Blu-ray combo pack or DVD by now, on August 27th.
Coming to VHS now.
Straight to video. Because that's how good it is. Another bullet, going back to Amazon Prime. I'm kind of excited for this one. I put this in, it's not horror. I put this in here because I just wanted to hear you guys, if you knew about it. The Boys. There's a new series launching on July 26th. Have you heard of it yet? No? The Boys is a fun take on what happens when superheroes, who are as popular as celebrities and as influential as politicians and as reserved as gods, abuse their superpowers rather than use them for good.
Oh,
fuck
you
it up.
told me about this.
Yeah. It's the powerless against the super powerful as the boys embark on a heroic quest to expose the truth about the Seven and Vought, the multi-billion-dollar conglomerate that manages these superheroes and covers up their dirty secrets.
This sounds so much like an RP that we do.
It would!
If it was super gay. If it was super gay.
It'd be way more gay. Way more gay, yeah. I will link you guys to the trailer. But, like, I'm pretty excited for this. I mean, I like superheroes. I like dark turns or dark... I like when... I don't know.
I like realistic portrayals of superheroes, which means they would be capitalist and they would be assholes. Let's be real.
Right. Yeah. They would be easily manipulated. it's what am I trying to say? I'm trying to think of for I think what you mean. The like when they subvert the genre. Thank you.
Yeah, there we go.
Thank you, me. That's what I was looking for.
I think thanks to Marvel, it's still a genre that can be subverted right now because Marvel plays it pretty straight. So
yeah, well, yeah,
they play
it pretty well. I feel like because they maintain what people have certain expectations they want to see while also making it fun to watch.
Yep.
So you're like you don't automatically know everything that's going to happen.
But the heroes are good guys is I think essentially the thing, and I think it'll be.
Y'all see Venom?
Yeah,
because I did not see it yet.
Obviously,
well, you need to see Venom because like it needs to be. It is an honorary member of the MCU TV.
So I think. But I can totally see in the upcoming years people trying to subvert the genre completely.
Yeah, well, I mean, we just had
Brightburn,
yeah, I can't remember if it's last
so here we go. Thus it begins.
I don't know how well it did. I didn't see it, but I was
don't
curious.
know how well it did. I did see it.
How was it?
It could have been a lot better.
Yeah, a lot of people were like, "Oh, they went like a stupid angle with it."
I'm gonna record a whole thing on it just for patrons because I couldn't get anyone else to see it to review it for me. So sorry, guys, it's gonna be a patron one.
Are you trying to call me out?
Well, no, I mean, I didn't even. I assumed you had work and had busy, so I didn't even ask you. But like,
yeah, I probably should know it. Those are my 40 hours.
I need to get you into the creative horror chat room. Aren't you already in there?
I think I might be, but like I accidentally muted too many of my Discord channels this time around.
I still want to talk about that and us actually. So I'm gonna do something for patrons.
We should hop on this upcoming trend. Just saying.
I mean, yeah, we're already writing. We're writing something and making something. Okay. Anyway, I'm looking forward to this. Brightburn could have been better, but I'll talk about that later.
I'm just staring at these creepy fucking
Flatwood Monsters. Maybe?
Thank you. Yeah, so they're like still blown up on my screen, and I'm like,
good, leave them there.
God. Well, they're unsettling.
Next bullet comes from Blumhouse, who has announced, according to Collider, that they have the sequel for Halloween, for last year's Halloween.
I still haven't seen it.
Reboot sequel thing. It was good. Please see it.
I have heard very good things, and I want to.
Yeah, the next sequel will be released in October 16, 2020.
Oh, that's my birthday.
Oh, really?
And Oscar Wilde's birthday.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. I share a birthday with Kanye West. I got the short end of that stick.
Oh my god.
Good heavens. Okay, well, going back to that bullet, we have confirmation that Jamie Lee Curtis will return. So will Judy Greer. And David Gordon Green, who co-wrote and directed last year's film, will be returning to write the sequel script. And this part isn't confirmed, but he is expected to return to the director's chair. So
cool.
If you liked it, then we got some good news. I don't like this one as much as that last bullet. So Paramount Chairman and CEO Jim, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that last name, announced at an event that they are like brainstorming ideas for a 7th Paranormal Activity movie.
Oh my god, let it die.
I know. It's been, let's see, the last installment was in 2015.
I haven't watched any of the additional ones because, so the first one was balls-shatteringly terrifying to me, and like it was a while ago because I saw it when it came out, and then the second one was really good, and I think it was the second one that I saw in theaters with Brett, and it was like so close to home for her that she couldn't watch it, and we literally have not seen one since, and I'm so mad about it because they were really good, but I heard they went all downhill.
They did go downhill. I wouldn't watch any of them past 3. I honestly don't even remember what the third one was.
Yeah, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure the first 2 are the only ones that were good.
Yeah, but I mean, if you still want to eat some more garbage, that's coming your way, potentially.
Hey, some people love that garbage.
I forgot to mention, Paramount is collaborating with Blumhouse to revive the franchise, so.
I love how reviving a franchise now only takes 3 years. 4 years, yep.
Because if it's not pumping something out every year, it's dead.
Hey guys, remember that lie about how capitalism rewards innovation? Have you guys seen a new fucking product or, like, some new creative content from a capitalist in any, like, long period of time? Because have you noticed that all the good content comes from, like, independent content creators on the internet? Like,
just look at the video game industry at this point.
Just look at everything. Like, dude, one of my friends, PC Gamer listed one of his games in the top PC, like, free games. Top, like, 10 free PC games right now. And he was like, holy shit. Yeah. I was like, what? So, like, yeah. Fucking indie developers and, like, people who are doing, like, super popular podcasts. And, like, even YouTubers, dare I say, because
as much as YouTube tries really hard to fuck them up. Yeah.
Yeah, for real. And it's just like, yeah, where's the actual new content coming from?
Not mainstream. That's
not mainstream, that's for sure.
More bullets?
I got one more bullet. I actually had 3 more, but I'm gonna cross off 2 of those. Final bullet. So, E3 happened not too long ago, and the only bullet that I'm pulling from there is the Bluebird team that announced the Blair Witch game coming full PC and Xbox.
Oh, shit.
There's one, I think, I forgot, Ghostwire or something like that I'm also curious about, but I didn't put that in here. I put this one in here. Because we have done an episode on the Blair Witch movies, and I think my note says that the targeted release for this game is August 30th, which that feels like a lot sooner than... I'm kind of curious about that. I'm probably going to force Royvel to come over and play it. You're going to do it. Let's go.
I do better when I'm playing with a group, at least. I just can't do it on my own.
So we'll probably play that together. I don't know if we can share that with listeners in any way, but we'll see what happens.
Just Twitch stream it, man. That's what everybody does nowadays.
Like, that's the youth we're doing.
Alright, and moving on to movie releases real quick. We missed from June, so I want to squeeze this one in here. In June, there was, on Friday the 21st, we had Nightmare Cinema. It was a limited release, but I want to put this in here because it's a horror anthology, and I love horror anthologies. So that's out. Try and find it if you can. It looked semi-interesting. A lot of cool directors taking part in that one. Oh, and here, I actually do have some details about it. In this twisted horror anthology, 5 strangers are drawn to an abandoned theater and forced to watch their deepest and darkest fears play out before them. Lurking in the shadows is the projectionist, who is Mickey Rourke, who preys upon their souls with his collection of disturbing films. As each reel spins its sinister tale, the characters find frightening parallels to their own lives. Again, the projectionist is Mickey Rourke. That amuses me.
Oh my god.
Alright, and moving on to July. We'll go through July again real quick. There's not much for July. Spider-Man Far From Home is only there because I love my boy Tom Holland.
He is too pure for this world.
Also, day after, on July 3rd, we have Midsummer, which I think is limited release, which is crazy with how well Hereditary did it. It's from Ari Aster, who wrote and directed Hereditary. This one, there's a good chance we'll have a review episode for the podcast for this one, because it looks like it's gonna be intense. Also in July, Friday, July 12th, we have Crawl, which I told you guys about last time.
Sounds familiar.
And then this one, just because I wanted to put it in there, there is a re-release of the Muppet movie on July 25th.
What?
Local listings.
Okay, that one I could probably handle.
That would be amazing.
Moving on to August, we have Them That Follows releasing on August 2nd. It is a thriller, limited release. Also on August 2nd, we have the release of Nightingale, which is from Jennifer Kent, who did The Babadook. So this is also another one that I'm looking forward to. We got some good movies coming out this summer. And then, hey guys, what's on August 9th? Well, there's like multiple things on August 9th. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Come on, guys. It also is the Haunted Mansion's 50th anniversary.
Ooh.
And that is it for Silver Bullet News. Oh, actually, I didn't put this in here, but I, for some reason, have the link for it. There is this movie called Ready or Not from Fox Searchlight that looks really interesting. August 23rd, we have Ready or Not, which is... Okay, this one I want to see, because it is... I'll link you guys to the trailer. It's about this woman who's marrying into this family, this long, like, dynasty of a family where they produce board games. Oh. Is there, like, lineage of their family? And so it's their wedding night, but then every time a new member joins the family, they play this game, I guess, of hide and go seek, and if they find the bride, they kill her.
Shit!
She has to survive until dawn.
I don't think I want to be part of that family after this.
Yeah, me neither. I'll link you guys to the trailer because it looks like it'll be interesting and fun. I'm curious.
Like, how do we take this child's game and make it horrifying? I know. It's like, yeah.
Add some murder.
I can appreciate that. Yeah.
Why do I have allergies? Everything's awful. Why is it hot in here?
I've been sitting and talking for like well over 2 hours. Alright, let's wrap up this episode because we're going stir crazy.
Yeah. And our dogs are getting angry, cats getting angry, people getting angry.
The Witching Hour has come to an end. If you like our show, you can help support us by subscribing and leaving a review, or just share us with a friend.
You can also find us on Twitter at Witch Hour Horror. If you're up to some horrifyingly creative things and want to talk about it on our podcast, feel free to reach out to us through email or Twitter, or visit us at creativehorror.com.
Want to support the show even more? Check out our Patreon, where you can get audio extras and bonus episodes, like all the ridiculous tangents we go off on when we cut out of the final episodes. Yeah, let me do that line again. I wasn't expecting that.
And don't forget to save the date. On August 10th, we will have the Creative Horror annual live stream. YouTube, possibly on a new channel, but you'll get to that. Follow us on Twitter and you'll find out creative_horror on Twitter. And thank you, of course, for listening and spending your time with us. And whatever your creative passion is, horror-related or not, get out there and do it because it makes you happy. And we hope that you'll join us next time for The Witching Hour. You guys at least prepared your, impression of the cryptid, right? You're gonna make the calls of the cryptid. You prepared for that, right?
What?
Oh, God damn it.
I'm joking.
Thought it was just,
I'm joking.
Just like a Pokemon. It goes around going, Chupacabra!